Okay, so I have my Kick.Ai here. It is a sensor that allows you to test how fast you're kicking. It has a bunch of different settings and stuff like that. Today, what I want to test is my fastest lead leg kick. So like what we're gonna go over is the front leg, side kick, front leg, roundhouse kick, front leg, hook kick. We are just finishing class. Master Zach Ford here. So Kick.Ai is a sensor that allows you to track how fast you're kicking. And you can put it on your hand too, but it's not designed for it, obviously, or else it would be kick and punch AI. Bad joke. All truth be told, I am an ambassador for this product. Product's sick, I love it. It is very situational, we'll go over that later. But, let's get into it. I have my iPad here with the Kick.Ai app up. We're gonna go speed test here. We're gonna sync up. So this one is the right, synced up automatically. This one is the left. Give it to me. Synced up. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll put these on my ankles. Once you get it on, you go like this, you put it on your foot, you make sure there's little pockets in the back. Right here, I'm probably not gonna be using my right foot at all today because I'm left foot dominant and I'm checking for speed. When I wanna practice, I'll use this right foot more often. So again, it has these little pockets. You slip that left one in, you go around, up, over. Okay, so I'm gonna have my iPad right here and we're gonna be reading the stuff. So I'll read it, I'll say it out there, and then I will put all of the stuff on paper, the numbers, so we can like analyze and do data stuff and all that nerd stuff that karate people don't usually do. Okay, we're gonna track the meters per second for each one. We'll go like an average of 5, and then we'll do the reaction time. I hear a whistle, I kick for each one of them. The first round, literally just gonna hold it right here. We'll go head high for each of the, we'll go head high for the roundhouse kick and the side kick, roundhouse kick and the hook kick, and we'll go body for the side kick. And the reason we have this is because it has to make a connection and have that abrupt stop in order to measure it. So we'll go 5 with the roundhouse kick, 5 with the hook kick, 5 with the side kick. 3, 3, 2. 0.86 meters per second. That was slower than what? 3.19. 4. Front leg hook kick. Maybe it's waiting for that. 2.9. Okay. Oh, 3.23. Okay, that is what it is. Okay, so 3.23 from foot starting to connection. About an average of 3 meters per second for this one too. So what I was doing beforehand was using them on hand mitts. And I think because I was kicking them a little bit harder, it was more like cutting like butter. So it cut like butter through the mitt itself. So I'm gonna do all this on Bob here. It's later the night. I literally left, came back, didn't feel good about what I had recorded. Recording this now because I'm confident that I'm gonna do this right this time. We're gonna go over the speed one more time, and then I'm gonna take all those results and I'm gonna put them onto a graph. Then I'm gonna give you a reason whether those 3 kicks have a difference or they do not have a difference. Front leg, roundhouse kick, front leg, hook kick, front leg, side kick. Oh, I haven't warmed up at all. We'll be all right. We should be okay. 255, 153, 273, 287, 279. Okay, let's go put in those numbers. Let's do this. Oh, I completely forgot I had these up here. This would be so much easier than this. You can literally, hold on here. So I'm a dunce. I forgot I had these. We're upstairs in the room right now. I totally forgot I had these. I'm done. Okay, one way better way to test all this is to just go into the reaction time, which is my favorite. What's gonna happen is each time you hear a whistle, I'm gonna go front leg roundhouse and then reset. I'll go front leg hook kick, reset, front leg side kick, and we'll test the reaction time. Ready? Come on, close. think it needs something a little bit sturdier to react to. So yeah, let's go with that. Front leg roundhouse. Okay, there's that one. We'll go hook kick, hook kick. Okay, move the side kick. We'll go front kick again, or roundhouse. We'll go hook kick. And then we'll go side kick. There we go. Okay, that's this right here. Conclusion. This and like a sturdier platform, when you make contact, reads way better than that does. So if you want one of these, I would recommend saving yourself a little bit of angst. Use one of these or a heavy bag, not one of these. About 900 milliseconds for the front roundhouse, 965 for the side kick, and then 715 was lowest for the roundhouse. Or the side kick, sorry. Yeah, right, milliseconds. Because you know, powerful stuff. Okay, ready? A little bit higher. Okay, right this here. Hey, cool. Okay, so those read really well that time. Okay, so again, gosh, they're all about the same. 911 and 858 for the roundhouse. 835 and 900 for the hook kick. 849, 902. Inconclusive evidence. What does this mean? That the side kick, the roundhouse kick, and the hook kick can be all thrown at the exact same speed pretty much. Consistently, roughly the same power, if you practice them enough. So you shouldn't be like, oh, my hook kick's not as good as my roundhouse kick. And this proves it. I've got evidence. My hypothesis when we started out was that the front leg roundhouse kick was going to be the fastest. The side kick was going to be the slowest. And the hook kick was going to be number 2. But the power is definitely, I would have thrown the side kick way harder. The front kick wouldn't have been as hard. I'm going to put all this stuff into numbers. We're going to come right back. I'm going to put all this stuff into numbers and I'm going to break down what it means to me, what it means to you, why this thing is cool, and then if you do get this thing, how you should be using it, in my opinion. Also, if you use code Sensei Seth, you get 20% off. I'm just saying.
Okay, so here's what we've got. We've got this broken down. Roundhouse kick, hook kick, side kick. Long story short, side kick did not read well. Here's why. Because the impact of the side kick doesn't necessarily stop on target. It pushes through target, so which means when it pushes through, it's really hard to read when that definite endpoint is. So I'll be honest, side kick didn't read well for most of the stuff I did because I knock over everything and I'm so strong. Hook kick and roundhouse kick still read really well. Then we've got it broken up this way. The speed test, which was measured in meters per second, or what will eventually turn into miles per hour because why not? I want to be compared to a race car. Then we've got reaction, which is measured in milliseconds, and it goes from the time of the bell to the time of the foot making contact with the target. So for roundhouse kick for speed, we ended up with an average of 3.04 meters per second, which roughly equates to 6.91 miles per hour, which is nowhere near as fast as I thought it was going to be. Not going to lie. That's a bit of a bummer. Then we've got hook kick, which was actually a little bit faster, surprisingly. Got us to 3.13 meters per second, or 7 miles per hour. Side kick, like I mentioned, I have like no information for. That's just a big question. For a reaction time, when the side kick did read, it was actually the fastest kick out of all three of them, by far, not even close, which actually makes a lot of sense to me. I love the side kick. I throw the side kick a lot. So it would make sense that the lowest target would be the one that gets hit first. Then we go back to our hook kick. Hook kick was the second fastest, but by not even a full 0.9 milliseconds. So I've got 925.1 here on average out of these 6, and then 926 on average. Now, I did a lot of these reps. I took out the like crazy outside factors that were like over 150 in the opposite direction on either way. I went like super average with these numbers. So what does this tell us? Roundhouse kick, hook kick, side can all be very fast attacks if you practice them the right way. I think all these can be interchangeable, and the only difference, the only variation has to be what is open. If you want to use the Kick.Ai, if you want to buy the Kick.Ai, what I would do is make sure you know how to use it. You have a nice, solid, sturdy thing that you can make contact with. You understand the features. If you're a school owner, I would probably recommend using this for private lessons, unless you have a bunch of them, and if you can afford a bunch of them, then you can have them all running at the same time. They have to be connected to an app. You've got 5 different settings. My personal favorite of these settings are the reaction and the speed, just to do those testings. Now you can go by round, so you can like decide what your average velocity is, which foot you favor more when you're sparring, stuff like that. And one of the cool things that they do for the reaction time is you don't have to hear it, you can put it in front of you and you can see it. Because as fighters, what we usually have to do is see something, like an opening, and then take it, rather than hear something. So that's a cool option that they have.
Now, if you liked this video and you want to see more cool content, like, and I mean it, like this video, subscribe, turn on the notifications. If you have videos of you doing stuff that you want help with, shoot it to me on Instagram, at Sensei_Seth. Subscribe, or I will keep you.
Which is measured in our reaction time. And then we've got a reaction time, which is measured in. Then we've got a reaction, which is measured in. Oh my gosh. Then we've got reaction